What if your deepest exhaustion isn't a sign you're failing, but the universe's final firm tap on the shoulder before it takes the wheel? Let's be honest. You've felt it, that soul-deep weariness that coffee, meditation, or another pep talk can't touch. It's the peculiar fatigue of trying to build a bridge to someone who keeps moving the shore. You've been the architect, the construction crew, and the cheering squad for a connection that feels perpetually under renovation. You've studied blueprints of potential, mixed mortar with your patience, and extended planks of understanding across silent chasms. And for what? To hear the echo of your own effort bouncing back from a fog you can't seem to disperse. It's enough to make you wonder if you're spiritually clumsy or just tragically optimistic. But here's a thought, a gentle one, that might change everything. What if this crushing fatigue isn't your signal to try a new technique, but the cosmos' signal that the contract you've been working under is null and void? You signed up for a partnership, a divine duet, but you've been conducting a solo symphony for so long, you've memorized every missing part. That exhaustion, it's not a weakness, it's the complete depletion of an old, faulty fuel source. You've been running on the fumes of what could be, and your magnificent spirit is finally, indignantly demanding premium grade what is. Think of it like this. You're a master gardener who was given a single intriguing seed. You've learned its every whim, the exact angle of sun, the precise amount of water, the whispered encouragements it seems to need. You've rearranged your entire garden, shaded other blooms, all for this one potential sprout. And you're tired. Not from gardening, but from the specialized, delicate, one-sided labor of coaxing life from something determined to remain dormant. The fatigue is your body's truth, whispering what your heart has been too loyal to admit. This isn't cultivation. This is emotional taxidermy. You're not growing something living. You're preserving an idea. That's where the universe steps in, with the subtlety of a kindly librarian turning off the lights. It lets you hit the wall. It allows the silence you've been filling to become absolute. It stops propping up your endless explanations. This isn't abandonment. It's a divine intervention, a celestial course correction for a journey that's veered wildly off path. They say grace is when you get what you don't deserve. But sometimes a deeper grace is when you're spared what you think you deserve. The endless, lonely labor of a love that hasn't yet chosen itself. So this weariness is your ally. It's the friction that finally stops a wheel spinning in a muddy rut. It forces a stillness so profound that you can finally hear the truth your hustle has been drowning out. You cannot single-handedly generate the reciprocity that defines a sacred union. You can only stop blocking the path for it to arrive. Your job isn't to build the bridge. Your job is to become so solid, so radiantly here on your own shore, that if he is truly your counterpart, the completion of the span will become his soul's imperative. And if not, your shore becomes a destination in itself, a peaceful country where the light is yours to command. The most fascinating part of this entire bewildering process, discovering what begins to grow in the soil of your life when you stop pouring all your water into that single stubborn pot. Curiosity is about to become your greatest nutrient. let's talk about the silence, not the petty, punishing silence born of resentment, but the vast, fertile silence you create when you finally stop explaining your heart to someone who keeps asking for the map instead of walking the territory. You know the moment. You've drained your vocabulary trying to articulate a need for consistency, for presence, for a love that doesn't feel like a philosophical debate. And then, one Tuesday, for no dramatic reason, you just stop. The words dry up. The energy retracts. It's not a strategy. It's a spiritual fatigue so deep, your soul finally overrules your hopeful heart. And that's when you create it, the sacred void. Think of it this way. You've been the entire ecosystem for this connection. The sun, the rain, the fertile soil, the gentle gardener tending to a seed you believed was a rare and precious oak. You provided the warmth of your understanding, the hydration of your patience, the nutrients of your endless compassion. And what happens when that entire lovingly managed ecosystem suddenly, quietly withdraws? It's not an attack, it's a return to baseline. What's left is just earth, neutral ground, and into that stark, unexpected emptiness he stumbles. His first reaction? Often it sounds like begging. One more chance. I understand now. I'll change. But here's the mystery you're meant to decode. Is he begging for you? Or is he begging for the return of the climate that allowed him to remain dormant? This void you've created, unintentionally, through sheer self-preservation, is the universe's most potent initiation chamber. For months, years maybe, he's been in a spiritual simulation, a comfortable VR headset showing him what love looks like, powered by your generator. You pulled the plug. The immersive show is over. Now he's blinking in the raw, unedited light of reality, and it's disorienting. His pleas are the clumsy first movements of a soul learning to walk without crutches he didn't even know he was using. It's less, I can't live without you, and more, I have no idea how to live within myself for you. Big difference. Let me get philosophical with you for a second. We talk about the divine masculine rising, right? But you can't rise if you're lounging in a hammock, strung between two trees someone else planted. Growth needs resistance. It needs gravity. Your withdrawal, your beautiful, heartbreaking silence, provides the very gravity he's been missing. That vacuum sucks all the fluff out of the room, the excuses, the potential, the tomorrows, and leaves only the dense, heavy truth of now. Who is he right now in this stillness? Without your symphony of efforts to fill the air, he's left with the sound of his own inner silence. And let's be honest, that can be a terrifyingly quiet place to sit. So he makes noise. He sends paragraphs. He makes promises. He performs the idea of realization. This is the test within the test. Does this noise lead to the authentic, quiet action of building something new, or is it just a louder, more sophisticated form of the old dance? Here's a life analogy, because we all get those. You know when you're trying to do a simple task on your phone and the app keeps freezing. You tap harder. You open and close it. You might even shout at it. Don't lie, you've done it. That frantic tapping is the begging. But the solution was never more frantic energy. The solution was a full restart, letting the system power down completely so it could reboot from its own core, not from its panicked surface reactions. Your silence is that restart command. You're not breaking the phone. you're allowing the essential software a chance to reset and run properly. Will it work? It depends on the fundamental hardware of his spirit. No amount of rebooting can turn a calculator into a quantum computer. So, you're not punishing. You're presenting a sacred, if brutally honest, opportunity. You're the guardian of a threshold, holding the space of that void and saying with your energy, not your words, "This is the doorway. I will not drag you across it. I will not even describe what's on the other side. But I am here, having crossed into my own wholeness. The passage is yours to walk. His begging is the sound of him fumbling for the door handle in the dark. Will he find it, turn it, and step through into the mature light where you stand? Or will he simply sit down in the doorway and complain about the draft? The humor in it all, the divine self-irony, is that you probably didn't want to be a spiritual boot camp instructor. You just wanted a partner to watch Netflix with who also understood your soul. But destiny has a weird sense of humor, doesn't it? You signed up for romance and got assigned as a sacred mirror and a cosmic threshold guardian. The joke's on you, but the glory can be too. This is where the wheat separates from the chaff. The divine masculine reveals itself from the wounded boy in spiritual drag. The one who is truly your counterpart won't stay in the begging phase. He'll be shocked by the void, yes. He might even send a few panicked messages, but then the noise will stop, and in that quiet, you'll feel it, a shift in the energy. Not a pull on yours, but the generation of his own. He'll start building a bridge from his side, plank by steady plank, out into that void. Not with words, but with consistent, tangible action. He won't ask you to lower the drawbridge. He'll build his own engineering marvel to reach you. The wounded one, though, he'll just learn new words to describe the void as your fault. He'll call the emptiness abandonment. He'll label your peace coldness. He'll demand you turn the comfortable simulation back on, and when you don't, he'll blame the darkness on the sun for having the audacity to set. So, beautiful soul, hold the line, hold the sacred void. It's the most loving, difficult gift you will ever give. You are not abandoning anyone. You are consecrating a space for a miracle. And whether that miracle is his genuine awakening or your stunning liberation to make space for a love that needs no boot camp, is a story that will write itself in the quiet. And you know what the most intriguing part of this whole divine drama is? What happens after the begging stops. The silence that follows tells you everything. But that's a revelation for next time, when we explore what his first authentic action looks like, and how you'll know, without a shadow of a doubt, whether he's building a bridge or just painting a door on a brick wall. Stay tuned. Let's get real about a job you never applied for, a title that doesn't exist on any org chart, but has consumed your life's energy. Emotional administrator. You know the role. It's not just being caring or attentive. It's the clandestine, all-consuming project management of a connection's entire emotional infrastructure. You're the one who, by some silent agreement you don't even remember signing, became the Chief Operations Officer of us. You monitor the spiritual KPIs, the temperature of the silence after a disagreement, the stock levels of reassurance, the logistical planning of conversations that might bridge the gap. You're the database of his potential, the interpreter of his mixed signals, the curator of a future he seems to be casually window shopping while you're building the store with your own bones. Your inbox is perpetually full with tasks only you see. Send gentle reminder about basic emotional availability. Draft understanding for latest inconsistency. Schedule internal meeting to process his latest withdrawal. Again. Follow up on vague promise from 3 moons ago. And the benefits package, occasional crumbs of affection that feel like a year-end bonus, just enough to make you renew your contract for another exhausting term. You've been running a 1-person department for a 2-person venture, and frankly, you're burned out. But here's the twist they never tell you. The moment you quietly resign from this invisible post is the moment your true power doesn't just return. It recalibrates the entire universe of the connection. It's not walking away. It's stepping down from a position that was never yours to hold, so you can ascend to a throne that always was. Think of it like this. You've been the conductor of an orchestra where one musician keeps playing out of tune, or sometimes just stops playing to stare at the ceiling. You've tried everything. Softer baton taps, clearer sheet music, giving solos to encourage him. You've been so busy cueing, soothing, and rearranging the entire symphony around his one erratic instrument that the music has become a tense, fragile thing. Resigning as conductor doesn't mean you hate the music. It means you finally put down the baton, walk off the podium, and sit in your own chair as the first violinist you were always meant to be. You begin to play your own part exquisitely, with your full soul poured into every note. And suddenly, the entire dynamic shifts. He's left with a choice: pick up his own instrument and find the harmony, or sit in his dissonance alone while the real music plays on without his chaos. You're not managing the sound anymore. You are the sound. That's the shift from administrator to energetic sovereign. This is the great, unspoken mystery of the final test. It feels like you're being cold because you're not fixing, not adjusting, not translating. But you're not doing nothing. You're engaged in the most potent act of creation possible. You are generating your own frequency. Picture a lighthouse. Its job isn't to chase ships, negotiate with fog, or teach captains navigation. Its job is to stand solid and luminous, beaming its own relentless, rotating truth. Some ships will use that light to correct their course and find safe harbor. Others will blame the light for being too bright or too stationary as they crash into rocks they refuse to see. The lighthouse is neutral. It is sovereign. Its very existence is a service and a test, simultaneously. Your emotional administration was a form of enabling, a spiritual cushioning that prevented the natural and necessary impact of consequences. By constantly absorbing the shock of his inconsistencies, you were like a psychic airbag. He never felt the full impact of his own emotional whiplash. Your withdrawal of that service isn't an attack. It's the removal of a safety net he was using as a hammock. The thud he feels isn't your punishment. It's gravity. It's the law of cause and effect, finally allowed to operate without your benevolent interference. And in that space, in that raw, unmediated space, real growth becomes possible. Not the growth you orchestrate for him, but the growth he must now choose for himself, fueled by his own discomfort, not drained from your endless compassion. So you sit in your sovereignty. It's quieter than administration. It can feel unnerving. You're no longer the frantic project manager of a failing startup called Potential. You are the calm, grounded CEO of your own thriving enterprise called My Present Reality. You're not waiting for him to file his emotional reports. You're living. You're breathing. You're pouring your once managerial energy into your own art, your own peace, your own simple, unfiltered joy. And from this place, you emit a new signal. It's no longer a signal of desperate availability. It's a signal of serene completion. And this is where the magic, or the necessary, brutal truth, manifests. A soul who is truly your divine counterpart, who possesses that authentic masculine core, will be aroused by this sovereignty. Not threatened, not confused. Aroused in the deepest, most spiritual sense, he will look at the woman who no longer needs to manage him, and see, finally, a partner he cannot manage, only match. He will feel the gravitational pull of your wholeness and feel inspired to generate his own. The work he does now won't be for you. It will be for himself, to be worthy of standing in the same field of such potent energy. The wounded one, however, will only hear the silence where your administrative chatter used to be, and will call it abandonment. He'll mistake your peace for passivity. He'll demand you return to your post, citing the old, unwritten contract written in his own fear. The joke, the beautiful cosmic joke, is that you thought you were being loving by doing all the work. But the real love was hidden in the willingness to stop, to trust that love isn't a structure you build alone, but a resonance that happens between two self-sustaining instruments. You weren't loving him by administering. You were, however, unintentionally robbing him of his own journey to competence. Your resignation is your first true, unconditional gift to him, the gift of his own responsibility. So let the emails go unanswered. Let the emotional spreadsheets close. Let the internal meetings about us be permanently adjourned. Step out of the stuffy office of your old worries and just stand in the sun of your own being. Breathe. The world won't collapse. The connection, if it's real, will finally begin. Not as a project, but as a spontaneous dance between two people who have both shown up fully, with nothing to manage and everything to celebrate. And the most fascinating part? Watching what gets built in the empty space where your management used to be. Will it be a monument to his newfound integrity, or just the quiet, freeing dust of what was never meant to last? Either way, you win, because you're no longer the exhausted manager. You're the sovereign queen of a kingdom called your life, and the borders are finally, blessedly, patrolled by the quiet, unshakable force of your self-respect. And honestly, the view from here is so much better than the glow of that computer screen you used to stare at, waiting for a report that never came, curious about what the first genuine, unmanaged gesture from his soul looks like, and how it's completely different from the performative promises of the past. It's subtler than you think, and more profound than you can imagine. Let's talk about that quiet language next. So here you are, standing in the aftermath of the silence, in the quiet architecture of the space you've claimed for yourself. It feels different, doesn't it? Not necessarily easy, but clean, like the crisp, blank page after you've finally finished scribbling in the margins of a book that wasn't yours to annotate. You've navigated the initiatory void. You've tendered your resignation from a job that was starving your soul. And now you're in the most potent place of all, the after. Let's talk about this after, because it's nothing like what you feared, and everything like what you've secretly, in your most authentic moments, longed for. You see, the journey was never about him. Not really. It was about the version of you that this profound catalyst was designed to reveal. All that chaos, that beautiful, heartbreaking turbulence, was the cosmic kiln firing the ceramic of your spirit, burning away the porousness of old patterns, leaving only a vessel that is solid, glazed in the wisdom of its own heat, capable of holding profound depth without leaking a single drop of your essence. You thought you were learning about a connection. You were actually apprenticing to yourself, and now you're graduating. Think of it like this. You've spent so long studying a single, fascinating, stormy coastline, mapping its tides, predicting its squalls, trying to build a shelter in its shifting sands. You became an expert on that one stretch of earth. But the final test wasn't about conquering that coastline. It was about turning you around, gently but firmly, to face the vast, serene, and fertile continent that has been at your back this entire time. Your own interior landscape. This is your true inheritance. It's not a lonely place. It's a thriving, abundant kingdom where the weather is finally yours to decide. Sunshine of self-contentment, you can generate that. Gentle rains of creative inspiration, turn on the tap. The violent storms you once endured were always coming from a front system you mistakenly believed you had to inhabit. This is the ultimate revelation, the one that turns the twin flame narrative from a desperate chase into a graceful dance of sovereignty. When you become the sanctuary, you stop searching for shelter in someone else's storm. You are no longer a pilgrim begging for a place at a foreign hearth. You are the hearth. The flame burning steadily at the center is your own awakened consciousness. And from this place of unwavering warmth, you get to decide who draws near, not to take, but to share in the glow. You get to discern who respects the sacredness of the fire, who understands its nature, who will tend it with you rather than expect you to shield them from its necessary heat. And what of him? The divine masculine, the twin flame, the question mark that started it all. He becomes neither a prize nor a failure. He transforms in your perception into a profound and precise litmus test for your own integration. His actions, or lack thereof, are no longer a verdict on your worth, but a simple, clear readout of his current resonance. Like a tuning fork struck against the solid oak of your being, the sound he makes tells you everything. Harmony or dissonance. It's data, not destiny. If his frequency adjusts, matures, rises to meet the pure tone you're emitting, what a magnificent duet awaits. A partnership built not on the shaky ground of need, but on the solid bedrock of mutual reverence. If his sound remains jarring, fading into the distance, that's not a loss. That's the universe's impeccable sound engineering, clearing the channel so the right notes can find their way through. The beautiful, almost humorous truth is that you've been outfitted for a journey far grander than you first imagined. You signed up for a love story, and you've been given the tools to author your entire reality. The focus, patience, and deep compassion you were pouring into a single shaky chapter have been returned to you, compounded with interest, to invest in the epic tale of your own becoming. You wanted a co-author, and instead, you found your own undeniable voice. And a voice that knows itself, that trusts its own narrative, will either attract a collaborator of equal skill or will realize it is more than capable of writing a masterpiece on its own. So walk forward from this crossroads, not with the anxiety of someone who might have lost something, but with the quiet confidence of a cartographer who has just discovered she holds the pen that draws the maps. The terrain ahead is not a punishing desert of what if. It is an unexplored, verdant country called what is, and it is yours to settle. You are not waiting for a hero to arrive. You are the one who has already slain the dragon of self-abandonment. You are not awaiting permission to be magnificent. You are the source of the permission slip, and you've just signed it in bold, indelible ink. The path was always meant to lead you here, to the unshakable understanding that the truest flame was never the one you saw reflected in another's eyes, but the one you've been learning to kindle faithfully within the hearth of your own sacred chest. Guard that flame, tend it, let it be your guide, and you'll find, perhaps when you've stopped looking for the smoke signals, that its light has become a beacon for everything and everyone that recognizes home when they see it. And you know, the most interesting adventures often begin not with a grand meeting, but with a quiet realization. Now that you know what your own peace truly feels like, now that you've built this inner sanctuary, how will you recognize the one who doesn't come to visit, but who arrives knowing in his soul that he's finally come home? That's where the real story starts.